You know, there's this great movie called The Fog of War with
Yeah.
Robert McNamara.
I've not seen it, but I know of it, yeah.
At the very end, he tells a story where I think he actually went at 30 years later and spoke to Castro or someone next to Castro about this Cuban Missile Crisis, which he was a part of. And he said to him, were you going to go ahead with this, even knowing that millions of people were going to die? And they said yes. And he said, how could that be?
Yeah.
So, and he left the movie by saying, this is the most dangerous thing on the planet and no one is paying attention.
Yeah.
The fact that rational men, leaders of countries, were ready to kill tens of millions of people over I don't know, whatever, a perceived threat and a situation, an ego, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I wonder if you ever think of that stuff. Because when I grew up in the 80s, there was this movie, I don't know if you remember, it was called The Day After. It was a television movie about like a nuclear bomb.
I do remember this,
I used to have bad dreams when I was a kid about that. And I was like 10 years old, but we don't really think about it much these days.
Yeah, we are lulled into a sense of safety, even with all this danger around us. And we hope that it's not an unrealistic way of looking at the world. We hope that, you know, the mutual assured destruction policy is enough to keep people from pushing the button. But when you have certain leaders in the world, such as those that are prominent in the American system at the moment, you need to question whether that kind of rational thinking would hold sway in a very difficult and perhaps situation that is so tense and needs a split-second decision. Would the right decision be made? Not obvious to me.
Yeah, and that's where the rubber hits the road with physics, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really where, I mean, that's just the amount of energy and power there.
Yeah, on the other hand, if you were to ask me even more generally, should we curtail research in physics for fear of what the research would reveal and then be harnessed in ways that we would be unhappy about? I don't think so. Yeah. I think you need to push forward with knowledge and research and understanding, and it is incumbent upon the societal structure, civilization more generally, to be responsible with what it is that we discover. But there's no way to stop research. There's no way to stop exploration. That's who we are. That's where we come from, and that's our lifeblood. And it's also the great opportunities that we have for the future, and you can't not pursue those opportunities for fear of the side effects that could be devastating.